One, two, one, two, one, two, three, four. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Good afternoon, or evening, or morning, depending on where you're at on the earth. I am Bruce Leonard, of course. Thank you for tuning in to another hour of Bruce Leonard Leans Left, while it's still legal. Still legal today. I just finished watching that World Cup game. I have to say, I haven't really paid much attention to soccer my entire life. I will call it soccer because I can't call it football because the NFL is football to me. I grew up loving football, but I never really paid much attention to soccer, except this year is the first time I started watching the World Cup, and it's well, I gotta say, I worked when I worked in Vegas. I saw CONCACAF live, Mexico versus United States, and that was pretty exciting. And the atmosphere and all that. Hey, Julia, what's up? But so I've been watching the World Cup, and it's been very good. It's I gotta say, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna watch soccer now all the time. But I watch World Cup from now on. It's pretty exciting shit. And Messi is the real deal, man. A lot of times in sports you hear people talk about these guys, and then they don't really show up, and and you go, oh, what was all the hype about? Like Thunderfoot Targaryen, he wasn't even in that game against England, hardly at all. But Messi, he's always there. It seems like he's always doing something crazy. He kicked the ball from the side of the field across the front of the goal right into the guy's forehead. It had to be at least 50 yards away. It's unbelievable that it's like, I don't know. It's like a quarterback throwing a football, except he's throwing it with, he's throwing it. This guy's kicking it with his foot. It's fucking insane. It's like, to be that accurate kicking the ball, it's like, it's a skill I could. Again, it's like, I don't know how he does it. It's like, and like every great player, he didn't score himself. He doesn't have to score to be involved in the game. He assisted on both of those goals. And they scored 2 goals. They were down. I don't know if you were watching the game. It was 1-0. There was like 6 minutes left. England was 6 minutes away from getting to the World Cup final, and then they give up a goal, and it's like, oh, it's 1-1. And then you could tell it just took the gas out of them, and then Argentina scored again. It's like, holy shit. Anyway, I don't know. There's been a lot going on today. We're bombing Iran again. If you don't know that, it's like as we speak, bombs are dropping again. You think it's gonna work this time? And Trump is back to threaten that he's going to destroy all their civilian targets, all the bridges and power plants and war crimes, We're back to war crimes. And this is all going on. Meanwhile, the House is passing a bill to make daylight savings time permanent, because that's fucking important. It's not going to pass because there's some senators that say, which is true, that if you do this, the little kids will be going to school in the morning in the dark and they'll be getting run over by cars. Yes, Elite Cam. Argentina just did beat England. I was just talking about it. And you know what happened? Harry Kane played golf with Trump. Proving again that any sporting event that Trump gets involved in, he will ruin. It's like, big mistake. You be hanging out with Trump and then lose the World Cup semifinal in epic fashion. I don't know. I don't watch enough soccer to think, to say like definitively, is that a choke job? But if you lose a goal lead with 6 minutes left, give up 2. I'm sorry, Elite. I know what it's like to watch your team lose. I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan. It's like, We made it to the Super Bowl like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. It lost. It's horrible. That's the third time I've seen them lose, too, in my lifetime. So I know the pain. I know what it feels like. Julia says if they're going to stop the time change, they should wait till the fall and then leave it that way, in my opinion. Yeah, I'd rather it be the fall back time, personally, because I don't like it. It also is like it doesn't get dark till like 10 o'clock at night. Sometimes I want to go to bed. I wake up early in the morning. Sometimes I want to go to bed, and it's like 9:30 at night, and it's still light. I got skylights in my room upstairs, and I said the sun's still shining in the. It don't get dark till like 10 o'clock. I don't know if I said wanted that to be permanent. I am down with the not moving back and forth. Because I don't know if you know this, but on the edge of the Eastern time zone, there are times when it's like a 2-hour difference. And so people that work on the other side of the thing and live on the other side of the thing, they got to get up 2 hours early to go to work. Elite says, I'm an American, just a Ronaldo fan. I didn't want to see Messi in any final. You got to give it up to Messi, though. Like I said, a lot of these superstars are overhyped, but he is not overhyped. He had a 30-goal streak going, and he didn't score in the last game or this game, but he assisted on those goals. So he's always involved in the game, even if he's not scoring. You know, that play he made today was ridiculous. I said he kicked the ball from the sideline all the way out. He had to be 50. I don't know how wide a soccer field is, but he was far away from that dude. And he kicked the ball over top of everyone, and it came right down onto that guy's forehead, and he just went, and you're like, dude, that is unbelievable. It's like, especially for someone who just never played, you know, or anything. Like, I just watched the guy kick the ball. Like, dude, the guy could kick. Like, you could set up a target and be like, hit that ball. It's like 75 yards away. He's like, boom, fucking hit it. You're like, dude, that's unbelievable that someone could do that. And I will say this, even as a casual fan who doesn't watch soccer that much, you could really tell the difference once it got down to like 8 teams. Julia says they can split the difference and stop the time change at the half-hour mark. Yeah, my dad's all mad because they don't ever stop the clock. He's like, why they stop the clock? He's a basketball guy, you know, goes all the way down to tenths of a second sometimes. In basketball, they're like, oh, they still got 0.8 of a second. You can still catch and shoot from the sideline, you know. But soccer, you just got to wait for it to whistle. You're like, how much time is it? Because they stop the game all the time. It's like, unless you're fucking got a stopwatch and you're keeping the time yourself, you're like, you don't know until the end of the thing, and then it's a random number comes up, +3, +8. Today it was +9. It's like +9 minutes. Laura says I hate this stupid clock. Yeah, right. Ken says on top of the other shit, that motherfucker wants his own burger from McDonald's. I'm serious. The Trump burger. No, that'll give you the explosive diarrhea for sure. Trump burger. Mud Butter says it's called injury time. Right, or stoppage time, or whatever they call it. My point being, you don't know how much it is until the end of the thing, and then it just pops up. It's a random number. It's like +4, right? +6. I said today it was +9. The other day it was +3. You know, it's like... It's weird how they do it. That's all I'm saying. Jimmy says there's an Indian food virus. I don't think so. It's not Indian food. It's some kind of lettuce or it's something. I was talking about it on the last show. It's something, but now they can't even tell you what it is because Trump cut all that fucking part of the government. It was filled with nutlickers or people who weren't nutlickers that might betray him. So he got rid of the person that tells you what's making you have explosive diarrhea. So now you just got to live on spinning the wheel. Like, hope that you don't eat it. I told you I got a salad the other day. I picked it up at Kroger's. I put it in the cart. And then I took about 2 steps and I stopped. I was like, hold on a minute. What else in here? It's like, looked in the thing. It was like lettuce and fucking cucumbers, tomatoes. There's all kinds of shit in there. Like, dude, any of this stuff can have the explosive diarrhea. I put it back. I didn't buy it. Elite says, Argentina versus Spain in the final broke my heart. I hate both teams. I wanted a France versus England final. Now I won't even watch the final. Right? You'll get France versus England in the Saturday game. 3rd place. That's weird too. That'd be like in the college Final Four if the 2 teams that lost played a game before the championship. Maybe they do. I don't pay that much attention. I don't think they do though. When you lose, you're out. But these guys, Jimmy says it's Cash Patel. He got us with the Indian food explosive diarrhea virus. Right? It also makes your eyes cross. Do you realize right now that the only thing that's stopping us from living in a full-on authoritarian Nazi-type dictatorship is these guys' stupidity and fucking incompetence? It's like, they still got 2.5 years to try to get their shit together. Now, tomorrow, like I told you, Trump's going to come on TV tomorrow, try to tell you that Iranians or somebody rigged the 2020 election, and that's why he lost. You realize that we would probably be better off as a country if Trump would have just won that 2020 election. Jimmy says, what's one of the 2, Taco Bell or Indian food? Or White Castles? It's the White Castle virus. It's like, gives you explosive diarrhea. I said before, they cut all those programs. So here's my recommendation now for the new policy of the fucking Health and Human Services, right? We strap Brainworm Bobby to a fucking chair and we force feed him vegetables until we figure out which one of them makes his fucking ass explode. And then we tell the public, stay away from that one. That's what I think. It's like, you want to cut these programs that you could be the guinea pig. What's funny is that no one's saying anything about it. You would think on the news, I don't know, because of the fucking light. I told you I need to buy a light. I got a fluorescent light above me, and so sometimes it makes it like yellowish. It looks like I got fucking like my liver's going out. Jimmy said Mexico is pissed off at Trump, so they're wiping their asses with the lettuce before they send it to us, right? That doesn't fucking... You see what happened? They shot those 2 guys this week, right? So they said, for a moment, we're going to have a moratorium on traffic stops with ICE till we figure out what's going on and get these guys more training, they said. And Trump came right out and said, nope. Nope, you keep on doing these traffic stops. What tells you he doesn't give a shit about people dying. He doesn't care. He's a psychopath. As a matter of fact, I said they've murdered 200-something people in the Caribbean Ocean. They bombed that school. Not one fucking bit of shame or sorrow about that. Now he's talking about, I said, blowing up the fucking Iranians desalinization plant. You know how many people will die? if he blows up desalinization plants in Iran and the civilian population doesn't have enough water, they live in the fucking desert. They need some fucking water. Julia said, doubtful, Bruce. Trump was already in the process of purging all who weren't loyalists. He was getting rid of checks and balances in his first term. He was trying, for sure. But he wasn't as skilled. He had 4 years to sit around with people and plan. And I said, scheme. And I said, this whole thing that he's doing on tomorrow is a scheme. He's going to tell you that someone meddled in the only election that he was president, he was in charge. Yes, Blue Apollo, it's a war crime. You're only allowed to hit military targets in a war. But like I've said on this show before, international law is a joke. Putin violates it every single day. Putin just bombs Kyiv, like where civilians live. Blue Plow says, not like they care, but I thought that wasn't allowed. No, it's not. You don't see them doing it. They will if he does. That's the thing. He's just going to escalate the situation. And you think that they're going to capitulate? Like, no, they're going to escalate too. You can't stop them. They were talking about, even if you invade with ground troops, with their drones and shit, they can still fuck up the Strait of Hormuz. Even if you were inside the country, it doesn't matter. He can't stop them from doing it. Jimmy says he does not do 90% of the shit that drools out of his mouth. Right? Hey, what's up, First Stone? Thanks for coming back. He said, well, you hear that the other day, I predicted the future again. He said he's going to charge 20% toll for the go through the Strait of Hormuz, and I told you on this show, ain't nobody gonna pay him fucking 20%. And then he was on the news and doing an interview with Fox News, and he said, oh yeah, I said the 20% thing, and then I got a lot of calls from kings and emirs and all the people in the Middle East, and they said, they'd really like to do this a different way. And so he dropped off the 20% toll the very next day. And just like I told you, no, they called him and told him to go fuck himself. It's what they did. All of them. He's putting a lipstick on a pig, talking about, they asked me to do something different. They told him, fuck you, we're not paying you shit. Just like I told you they would do. Yeah, I want you to come back, Blue Apollo, because I want to talk about Nick Fuentes. I've been watching more and more of them, and it is not pleasant. This guy has millions of followers. I don't understand this. First son says, I sound more inebriated than usual. I'm not ever inebriated. I don't come on this show drunk. Sometimes I'll smoke a joint, but Ken says same shit, different day. Well, it's not. It's not a different day. It's not the same shit. I mean, it is a different day, but it ain't the same shit. Because I said, the oil reserve is running out. I mean, it's out, basically. Sooner or later, this is going to come to a head. You're talking about a man who's still trying to tell you that someone cut this pool. Even though you can clearly see when they took the water out of the pool, it's not cut. There is no cut. You know there is? A bunch of tire tracks down the middle of it. Laura says, I'm never drunk. She does all the drinking for both of us. That's true. But no, first one, I've never drunk. I said I might be high. But he's like, I look higher than usual. It's because of this fucking light. It's like, that's what I was saying before. I need people to join the Patreon to sponsor this show so I can buy better shit. Although I bought this microphone myself. I bought all this stuff myself. I'm just kidding. I just said I don't beg for money. Um, Jimmy says this not living in reality thing is get ridiculous. No, that's what I'm talking about. First one says, okay, he's going for the wild turkey. Just Human says, fuck MAGA, fuck the rainbow baby killers. What, who are the rainbow baby killers? I say fuck MAGA for sure, but who, I mean, I might be with you on the rainbow baby killers, but I don't know who that is. Yes, like I said, because the fluorescent light is kicking in more than the white light that's in front of me, and so it's making me more orange. I look like I got jaundice or something. Julia says, right, Laura had to be the designated driver. Now, who said that? Have I ever said that, Stuart? Stuart says, liberals don't live in reality thinking men can get pregnant. Have I ever said that? Have I ever one time said on this show that I think men can get pregnant? I've never said any ridiculous shit like that. It's all the... First one says I use tanning beds. That's why I'm orange. No, it's just bad lighting. Listen, I need to buy a light. Let's say a better light, a real film light, TV light. Because I said the camera's not shitty. It's good. It's just bad light. I can told you when I started doing this show, I am not tech savvy dude. I'm a Gen X guy who, my sister is the fucking computer programming wizard. You're like, I can't do any of this shit. Now, you're lucky enough that I bought all this stuff and figured out how to turn it on. Had to get my friend to help me set up the studio software because I could do simple shit on the computer. But anyway, so I'm not, the production could be better. I agree. Starting with the light. Like I said, it's a fluorescent light. So, is it bad? Jimmy says, if someone's upset because they keep seeing transgender people, will stop going to the gay bar. Just Human says, do you think it's okay to cut off healthy body parts? You know what I think? I think it's what you do with your body is your fucking business. It's your body. Do I understand it? No. But do I have to understand it? No. I saw a show once. I don't know if you know this. It's a real thing. There's some kind of mental disorder where people start to think that their limbs are like cursed, or they're working against them, or they're not really part of them, and that like this guy just one day just cut off his leg. I mean, he was not the only one, but in this particular show, they were talking about it. So it's not. Scared of werewolf says, I'm touching myself while looking into your eye. Jimmy says, I think gay Republicans are just upset because they only like manly men in their bed. Speaking of that, you know, I saw today, to Pete Hegseth, I swear to God, Pete Hegseth is instituting a program at the Pentagon where they test for testosterone in the in the military. Looking for testosterone deficiencies. So I'm sure that if a guy who's in the military tests like he has a testosterone deficiency, they're gonna shoot him up with steroids immediately. So everybody's gonna be roid raging, and that's gonna work out good. Stewart says Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown couldn't. Oh, of course you're going to say it. Couldn't define what a woman is. Right? Haramoto says, I find it funny how Mega is more focused on male genitalia than the whole Castro. Just Human says, do I think poop on your dick is safe? Again, it doesn't matter what I think. I'm not the judge and the jury of what everybody does. As long as you're not hurting other people Why do you care so much what other people do? That's the question I have for people like that, like you. Why do you care so much what other people do with their lives if they're not hurting anyone? How does that bother you? Jimmy says they're obsessed with transgender because they want to look down their pants. I'm a Republican. Can I see it? Jimmy says, yes, Julia. Gender affirming care in the military. Exactly. But for weak men. It's all so fucking stupid. It just tells you, like I said. Fuentes was talking about, the Western civilization is collapsing. It's like, and they've been saying that, all of these people. But don't you think that putting the most stupid fucking people you can find in charge of it might be part of the reason? Hermione says, they're so transfixed on this issue. Because all they have is communists. They want to trans your kids. They don't have any real ideas. I've been saying this for a long time. They don't have any real plans or ideas. All they have is attack shit, culture war bullshit. That's all they have. I can't remember the last time I seen an ad. You can think that. Jashima says, I don't care what they do. I just think they're nasty. You can think that. You can think whatever you want. I'm sure they think that we're boring or whatever they think. Who knows? But who cares? Like I said, Jimmy says conservatives no longer exist. First one says that's why they want open borders, tranny emoting opportunities. But the real issue, the real point is, you're talking about, no matter how much you want to talk about trans people or how much you don't like them or whatever else, they're like 1% of the entire population of the world. Like we're not talking about a lot of people here. And if you ever known anyone, I think I told you this story about my uncle. My uncle was a gay man, but he liked to dress up in dresses and shit. And right before he died, me and my dad went out there. The weekend, we stayed for a weekend, and he died like 2 days after we left. But he was crying and saying how he wished that he could have become a woman, but they didn't have the surgeries, and stuff when he was young. It was kind of past the prime for him to do it. What you don't understand, Stuart, if you've never known any of these people, right, is people know who they are pretty early. But there is no trans children. We already went through this, Stuart. You can't get a sex change operation until you go through puberty. It's simple science. Because if you know anything about basic biology, like I said, it wouldn't work. Because when you went through puberty, your body itself, it doesn't know that you're changing. So it's going to start trying to change you back into whatever you're supposed to be. This is the thing that they do. Republicans do is they tell you this bullshit narrative. It's like, dude, there is no recruiting someone to be trans or people it's like being gay. Like I said before, you either like sucking dicks or you don't. And if you don't, you know for sure that you don't. But if you do, you know for sure that you do. Jimmy says, I'm 53. I never see transgender people, so you must be going to the gay bar. Yeah, but what if they're your family members? Or what if they're, that's the thing about it. There's lots of people that this happens to. They have these same ideas as Stuart about shit. And then they find out that someone they know in their family, maybe a cousin or their uncle or somebody, is gay or trans or whatever. Right? Then it becomes human to you. 2026 says they call it recruiting because they can't stay out of trans women's DMs. Yeah, exactly. Most of these people who are highly against some shit are doing that the most. they're highly against it because they don't want anybody to know that they're doing it. It's just like somebody was saying about the grinder. The grinder always crashes when there's Republicans around. Jimmy says, I never see them. They're not here. You might see them. That's not true, Jimmy. There's a trans person that works at the Walgreens right down the street here, and I'm in Kentucky. I don't even know this person. It's going there to buy something, and I think, oh, there's a trans person. Plus, I don't know. I mean, obviously, these people that have all these prejudices, they never really looked around them. Like, there's lots of people that have questionable, there's people who are born, and same thing as the sex of the trans. There's only two sexes. What will happen to these people who have X and Y chromosomes? They do exist. What about hermaphrodites? They do exist. It's a small population of people, but they do exist. They're born this way. Some are born in between sexes. Some are born, it's not as simple as black and white. That's what's wrong with conservatism. So you want to make everything black and white. You want to make everything into the most simplest concepts because their fucking brains don't work, first of all. And they're terrified of anything they don't know. Haramoto says, yet the mega-based simps out to Trump, who was caught on video looking at a 10-year-old saying, you see her, I'll be dating her in 10 years. Right? Or how he said he would walk into the girls' changing rooms. Yes, exactly. Julia says, there are a lot more gay and trans people than lots of folks realize. I've known them my whole life. I'm 56 years old. You must not have a good gaydar, Jimmy. Glenn Sharp says, you can't change your sex, so who gives a fuck? Right? No, let's say you're correct. Right? I'll buy into half of your premise, right? And say they can't change their sex, right? That's the argument always, right? Is that, you're born a man, you're a man. Let's say you're right? But let's say that man wants to live his life as a woman. How does that hurt you if that's what he wants to do? If he says, I want to wear dresses and you call me she instead of he, and I'm changing my name from Bill to Billie Jean, and now I'm a woman. It's like, why do you care? Harriman says he said his daughter is voluptuous. Yes, exactly. And he's in the Epstein files about 3,000 times. No, Stuart, the reality is this, that the world became more liberal and people feel more free to come out of the box and say what they are. What you want is to go back to the dark ages where everybody hid in a closet and were afraid to tell you that they were gay or trans or whatever they were. That's what you want. See, that's what conservatism is all about. Rolling back the clock. He or she should be able to live their lives however they want. And again, why does that affect you? See, that's what I mean about Americans. Most Americans, they scream about freedom all the time, but you're not really about freedom, are you? You're about controlling what other people do with their lives. That's another thing that conservatism is all about. Pretending that you love the Constitution and freedom, but while you shit on the Constitution and try to take away people's freedom. It's a scam. It's a gaslight. That's why I always say, at least Nick Fuentes tells you he's a fucking fascist, and at least I can respect that. You know who he is and what he is, and he says ridiculous fucking shit. You know. I will say this, too, from watching this shit. He talks like a person who's never been punched in his smug fucking mouth. Not one time in his life. Because no one talks like that. That confidently, who's been fucking, like I said, beat around a couple times for fucking saying some shit. Yes, Jimmy J. Edgar Hoover, Republican gay crossdresser. Yes. Exactly. Blue Power says, I like certain aspects of liberalism. I think it's good for people and makes us better humans, but I disagree with the extremes. But see, I disagree with the extremes on both sides. See, that's what I'm saying to you is I agree with that. That's why I never said on this show, like he said earlier, I never said that a man could get pregnant. That's some ridiculous shit. Or the people who say, oh, if you misgender somebody, that's violence. Like, is it violence? It's not violence. Like, that's fucking some extreme rhetoric. And if that's what you really feel, you got a serious problem. Harimoto says, did you see the Sacha Baron Cohen movie? Yeah, Borat 2. Where he got Giuliani to start taking his pants off for what he thought was an underage girl. Yes. 2020. See, that's a good point. 2026 says, Blue, what if I decide you're extreme? What do I get to do to you? Right, exactly. That's the point. Randy says, am I staying safe from that Trump diarrhea parasite? Yes. I just said because I'm not eating any vegetables till it fucking goes away. At least not like salad vegetables, like lettuce and no, fuck no. It's like, not doing it. Stuart, again, how many times have you been here? I'm not a member of any fucking party. How many times I gotta tell you that? There's two choices, that's it. But that doesn't mean that you gotta be one of them. I'm an independent person. I don't need a group of people to direct my fucking thoughts and to tell me what I am or to make an identity for myself. And right, exactly. Jimmy said, what's the pregnant shit about? Right, next he's going to tell us the cat box story. There's kids that think they're cats, and the school's putting cat boxes in. Joe Rogan fell for that when he was pushing that on his show. That's what I mean is people are listening to morons who are wrong constantly about everything, but they just keep listening to them. Like, how many times has Joe Rogan got to be wrong about some shit before people, that the 50 million people that listen to him, go, hey, wait a minute, this guy is not as smart as he, as I once thought. Yes, everybody, the transgender mice. It's like, Jimmy says, what's not fake was J. Edgar Hoover kissing Republican penis wearing a dress. Yes, exactly. Exactly. See, I don't know if 2026 says they can, but how? They don't have a uterus. Where are you going to put that baby? How are they going to produce an egg? They don't have fallopian tubes. Come on, man. This is biology. Blue Plus says, I would say that I'm extremely to the extent that I'm not a moderate, but I'm not extreme to the point where I'm as radical as a neocon. My ideal America, we all get along and don't have to worry. Yes, exactly. But yet you buy into all these philosophies of the others and all that shit. Right? Like he was saying, oh, these immigrants are coming. They don't have no respect for whites and Christians. When did white Christians become so fucking such little crybaby bitches? Like I said before, you could go outside and walk down the street, down into Newport. There's a Christian church on every other fucking block. You are not oppressed. You are not in danger. You are not. I don't believe that to be true. 2026. I mean, there might be some people like hermaphrodites who have all of the equipment of both sexes. But a regular person, a man who decides to be a woman, that isn't always born. Some of them are men. They get an operation. Like Julia says, oh, for fuck's sake, all of us unionized custodians would strike nationwide if they told us we'd have to clean litter boxes with human shit in them. Right, exactly. No, it's because of oppression. See, this is the thing that white people don't want to accept about the arguments that you're making. Okay, Blue Paul says, "See, you could say that about white Christians, but if I were to say that about any other race or religion, I'd be pushed aside." Now, what are you trying to say? All I said was that they were all over the place, and you're not oppressed, right? Now, if I said, "Yeah, but Stuart, it's more complicated than that sometimes," I agree with your assertion for the most part. Heron says, "How about we become more concerned that the top 1% own over 30% of the nation's total wealth?" Nope. Don't worry about the Epstein class. Nothing to see here. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Laura says, "When I taught pre-K, I had a student that would only meow to me, so I just meow back." Right, but they didn't tell you to put a cat box in there for you. Yes, Jimmy, and that's why they're holding on with the death grip to the power. He says baby boomers are dying off. So is the GOP. Young Americans hate them. Yes, exactly. But see, what they've done is they've raised extremist children. And I said, these white people, just listen to Blue Apollo, because he is a rational, intelligent young man. And even he's gotten sucked into this shit. Like I said, if you said, I don't know what you were trying to say about what you would say about someone else's religion or whatever, but if you were to say, they can't build a mosque here, now that's wrong, because you're free. This is a free country. Freedom of religion is enshrined in the Constitution. You can't ban a religion. That's not true, Blue Apollo. It just depends. And I didn't get to finish my point. Is for hundreds of years, white Christians have oppressed people. Really oppressed them. They created the institution of slavery as a business. Now, what you want is to wash your hands of all that and say that Harimoto says, on a horrible note, the whole litter box thing came from some classrooms having a bucket for school lockdowns during an active pew pew even. But no, just give thoughts and prayers. Yes, exactly. What is that? What do you mean by that, Jimmy? First of all, it's pre-K. They're little tiny kids. Like, you're right. Exactly. It's like, dude, they're little kids. Blue Paws is there trying. Now, if you were in fucking middle school doing that, that might be different. Wait, hold on a second. Blue policies, they're trying to correct historical oppression by creating new oppressions against their oppressors. No, that's not true at all. It's part of the whole propaganda, the whole anti-DEI. DEI, I think it's a prejudice against white dudes. Like, look at what happens when they got rid of DEI. Look, everything's gone to shit. Pete Hegseth is taking away all the promotions for women and minorities in the military. All the white, mediocre, fucking groveling nutlickers. Blue Paws is what I say that I mean the far left. Right, no, but listen, that's the thing is, I don't agree with half of the shit the far left people, personally. Some of them are out of control. Some of the shit they say is stupid. They were the ones that came up with, like, defund the police, which is the dumbest fucking thing ever. Should have been called demilitarize the police. That would be much easier to sell than defund the police, because defund the police makes it sound like you want to just take away all the money for police so there won't be no fucking police. And, you got to have police. The point of it is to try to get people. Okay, Stuart, but listen. See, this is what you don't want to accept. Is that for years and years and years, white people controlled everything. And they didn't let minorities into anything. So the only way to try to correct that balance was to create those programs. Otherwise, You wouldn't have fucking hired a black person unless you had to. And if you're going to sit here and tell me that ain't true, you live in fucking Texas. Please, give me a fucking break. I'm from Kentucky. Same thing. So if you think for 1 second that nothing would have been changed without those programs, you're wrong. What you have now is backlash by these, like I said, mediocre white dudes who have graduated. Pete Hegseth has a degree from Harvard and Princeton and is a fucking moron. It's like... Harry Motor says, yet Hegseth spent federal funding to build a makeup studio in the Pentagon for public appearances. Yes, exactly. I am white, Red Hawk. You think that was true, Stuart? You think that people fucking hired on merit? Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, you want to know what America is in a nutshell, right? A 30-year experienced senator dies, right? And who do they give the job to? His fucking sister that doesn't have one fucking day of experience whatsoever. That tells you right there, being a senator is just a rubber stamp fucking job. You gonna do what you're told to do? Yes. All right, you're in. That's like... I think it's funny that Stewart thinks that people used to hire on merit. And like there wasn't plenty of black people that had more merit than some mediocre white fucking dude who got them jobs. Now, the problem is we won't have these discussions. That's the real problem in this country. Is we won't ever solve these problems because we don't like talking to them. Lindsey Graham, Red Hawk says I sound like a lunatic. Perhaps I am. What do you mean by that? Blue Pile says, did you like Lindsey Graham? I missed your show when he died. I think Lindsey Graham didn't have any fucking principles whatsoever. None of these people do. Remember Rubio and Lindsey Graham and all these things? And then all the things they said about Trump, how horrible he was and how bad he was. And then Lindsey Graham said, if we elect Trump, we'll be destroyed, and we should. Jimmy says, I liked Lindsey Graham. He was a good guy before they blackmailed him. And he's one of them, again, like he's one of these gay people, like, he's gay, but he keeps saying he's not, I'm not gay, I'm just very feminine, and I've never had a girlfriend or a wife. Harry Motor says, have I heard of Black Wall Street? Yes, I have. They don't tell you that in school, though. Again, which tells you how these bullshit narratives come to life, because Blue Apollo may or may not know about that at all. Stewart may not know about that at all. You know why? Because they kill everybody and keep it a secret. Burn down a whole town. Jimmy says no one is allowed to be openly gay and Republican. Yeah, exactly. Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. Blue Apollo. And like I said, you can tell me all you want to about Fuentes. I listen to what he says. And what he says is abhorrent. And then he said, again, he's a smug fucking prick. Red Hawk says the thoughts of liberals are lies. Really? And you think Trump tells you the truth? That's what I'm talking about what Jimmy was saying. About how you all don't even live in objective reality anymore. There's no fucking 350-foot gash in the pool. They just drain the water out of it. You can look at it yourself. There's no fucking gash in the pool. And yet Trump says, there's a gash in the pool. And you go, there's a gash in the pool. It's like, dude. It's like some collective delusion that you all live in. Like he waves his hands and you, yes, the sky is green or whatever he says. I've never seen a person lie so much and so easily provable lies. That, he lies about things that aren't even. Blue Paw says Trump is very funny. It's undeniable whether it's sad or not. He's objectively funny. It's sad funny. You know what's funny? Is that us as a society would hold up a person like this, a soulless shitbag with who lies constantly like a 5-year-old. It's like who's got the mentality of about an 8-year-old. I like that toll thing. He just goes on to think, well, look at Trump, 20% tolls. It's like, he just announces shit with no meetings and doesn't sit around with strategists and try to talk. Red Hawk says, I'm glad I'm so angry. I'm not angry. I'm not. See, you guys are wrong all the time about everything. Ex Maria says, it's the fact that he wanted to press charges against this imaginary terrorist, but not his pedo pals. Yes! It's all distraction from the shit he's doing. That's what I'm saying. Plus, he's a pathological lying narcissist who can't admit that he did wrong. That's the same as tomorrow when he's going to try to tell you that the 2020 election was rigged 6 years later. Even though it's been adjudicated 40 times. McLaren says, how we laugh at the crazy Yanks under Trump. Yes, you should. Where are you at, Mac? You should laugh at us because it's a fucking joke. You think I'm proud to be an American at this moment in time? No. Random Sorley says Trump is a pedo. Yes, and all of this is designed to distract you from that fact. Todd Blanche covered it up. And at the same time today was a confirmation hearing to be the Attorney General of the United States. The guy who's hiding these files from you. The guy who's actively covering for these pedophiles. The guy who talked. I'm not doing comedy, bro. I have a stand-up comedy album. You can go listen to that. This isn't stand-up. We're just having a conversation, bro. Anyway, the album's called Cancel Cultured. You can Google it here on the YouTube. It's there. You can listen to the whole thing. Random Sorley says, I will not forget. Yeah, no, I will not either. The fact that, like I said, we accept this. You know what somebody said? Somebody said, well, they gotta appoint Todd Blanche because if not, he'll just nominate someone worse. Like, dude, they don't have to fucking appoint any of these fucking people. How about they do their job and demand that he find somebody qualified for the fucking job and not just a pathetic, groveling nutlicker who will do anything he fucking says. These guys go in front of these hearings now and they ask him who won the 2020 election. These guys won't even say. Because if they say it, then Trump will kick them out of there, you know. If you don't go along with this bullshit lies that the election was rigged against him. Yeah, Hermodio says Stephen Miller wouldn't swear in a Democrat for like 60 days, but wants to hand Lindsey Graham's seat over to his sister, but Kamala. Yeah, exactly. Jimmy says Scotland, stay out of Boston and stop drinking all the damn beer. 6, Stuart, I believe. 6 people facing these trumped up charges. For touching the pool. Jimmy says we need to stand back and watch him become a small minority in this country. Right, but that's going to take a long time. Dude, Todd Blanche is Trump's personal attorney. He even said that today. He was fucked up when they asked him the question. He goes, I'm his personal attorney, or I was his personal attorney. No, he is his personal attorney. That's why he wants it to be the attorney general. And Red Hawk says Vance Miller 2028. J.D. Vance is one of the most unlikable pieces of shit. And Stephen Miller ain't never going to be the fucking president. That little fucking troll. He's never going to. Everybody says, make algae green again. Exactly. Antifa green. It's like, I have a feeling, like I said, a Red Hawk. I said, you guys have pushed too far. You let them get away with too much. 92, because why didn't Trump make England win tonight? I thought we were allies. I told you. He played golf with Trump and fucking cursed you. Anything Trump touches goes to fucking shit. That's Stewart's like, Stephen Miller is the boss. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? But see, Red Hawk, I've been bitching about this for a while now. The problem is politics have become about the people and not the ideas. I'm more interested in ideas than I am people. And the guys like this Plattner guy, right, from Maine, right, the guy they were trying to make the Democratic Senate candidate, right? I liked his ideas. But I said on the show, he's a shitbag, and he probably shouldn't be a candidate for his personal life reasons. I think that they thought in the age of Trumpism that they could get away with this guy, but more and more shit just kept coming out. And it's like, dude, he's not a good candidate. X Maria says, I'm from Scotland too, and I'm ashamed that Trump enjoys our golf courses. Right? He owns one there, doesn't he? He was bitching because there was windmills off the coast by his golf course. It pissed him off. But so, Red Hawk, to answer your question, I don't really have a liberal dream team. I say they fight it out in the primary. I mean, pick a candidate. That's what happened. That's what didn't happen this time because Joe Biden fucked up and hung on too long and didn't just admit that he was too old to be the goddamn president. It's a problem now. The guy's an old man. Random Sorley says, I don't know how these Republicans are so scared of an 80-year-old man who shits himself. He probably has the Epstein files as blackmailing congressman. Right. There's something about it. Yes, Maria, the hills are filled with windmills. And he hates it. That's why he hates windmills. That's why he keeps saying, oh, you're not going to build that over here. Meanwhile, they keep trying to say that climate change isn't real, but Texas is flooded out. You live down there, Stuart. Texas is flooding out right now. North Dakota is hot as it's ever fucking been. And you're telling me it ain't real? It's happening to you right now. See, that's the level of delusion these people live in. They will continue to say that they didn't. No, Stuart, that is true, but he could not be the candidate. And there was a deadline for he had to step down before, I think it was the 13th. He had to step down before then, or he couldn't step down anymore. He had to be the candidate. Yes, Jimmy. To hear Donald Trump defending Graham Plattner. Yes, of course he would. That's why I said, creeps are creeps. They're going to stick together. Maria says, it's actually wild that an 80-year-old is in charge. Usually 80-year-olds are in care homes getting their bums wiped. Yes! Not falling asleep at the fucking Oval Office desk. That's what I said, BTT. Plattner dropped out voluntarily. He did. But they kind of forced his hand because they said they weren't going to support him with money or anything. And I'm not defending him at all. To me, it was a bad candidate from the beginning. But I liked what he was saying. Getting back to my point to Red Hawk is it ain't about the person. It's about the ideas. Now, this person is too much of a shitbag to fucking carry forth these ideas, but they should find a person that has these same ideas who's not a shitbag. And I'm not crying because I was attached to Graham Plattner, because why? That's a cult of personality fucking weird shit. Like Trump. I'm not saying to myself, well, I like Graham Plattner's political ideas, and that means I think he's Jesus. No. That's not how it works. Yes, I was going to say that, Maria. She says he doesn't need his bum wipe, though. Too many megatards sucking up his ass to worry about that. Exactly. I mean, nutlickers down there fucking taking care of his nether regions. Heron says, apparently we were also attacked by the Islamic Republic of Japan. Nothing scarier than a kimono with a turban. Yes, 130 of them. Stuart, are you fucking kidding me? Both parties are filled with shitbags. Take your pick, too. Don't recommend says, we're lucky to have Trump as our king. Nobody wants a fucking king. Sedona says, Trump's worshippers are mentally ill, I think. Me too. Me too. I believe that. Anyway, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. It's been a spirited, interesting discussion today. I appreciate you. Listen, if you just found this show today, please like the channel, subscribe to the show. I'm here now on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. I do this show live 3 times a week. If you're watching on TikTok, I just found out that my show is streaming to TikTok, but for some reason it doesn't count it in the channel thing on this chat. So maybe if you're watching this show, you can't chat on TikTok, and I don't get your view count either until I go to TikTok. But if you want to join the conversation, go to my YouTube channel, and you can, if you comment there, you can join the discussion. Jimmy says, yeah, but Stewie worship Donald Trump like a god. Yes, they all do. Don't recommend says, if you give me a kiss, I'll subscribe. I need subscribers. I said, I have a Patreon, but I don't ever beg for money. I said, but I said, if you like this show enough and you would like to sponsor this show, I have a Patreon called Bruce Leonard Comedy. BTT says, these people don't realize they sound like such cucks for Trump. No, they do. They do. They don't care. They debase themselves all the time. I say all the time, I can't believe grown men would debase themselves like this. It's unbelievable. It's disgusting, really. Yes, it would. Zernick, it's rather big. Crowbar says, bro, I watch you on Vsauce all the time. Hey, I'm less than 100 subscribers away from crossing the monetized threshold. So, like I said, please help me out. Again, I'm here Monday, Wednesday, Friday now, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. I appreciate everyone from all over the world. Jimmy, Stewie, Blue Apollo, all of my regular people, the new people who came today. I hope that you enjoyed the show. And like I said, I do this live 3 times a week. If you like this show, share it on your social media, tell your friends. As I said, I need like 96 more subscribers and 1,500 watch hours. And I'll cross the monetary threshold where YouTube might pay me. Like $5 a fucking $5 a month if I'm lucky. It's like, in the meantime, like I said, people like fucking Nick Fuentes and Betty Johnson and Tim Pool, they got millions of followers. That's like, they're wrong about everything all the time. It's hilarious. But I predict the future on this show. So if you'd like to know what's going to happen in the future, I said you can go back and watch past episodes. I have done it multiple times. And I said not to toot my own horn or anything, but we don't fuck around on this show. We talk the truth. So please. I said I appreciate you fucking hanging out with me, and I got to get going. Thank you very much. Again, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. Please, like I said, join me back again on Friday. Until then, take care of yourselves. If you love somebody, tell them. You don't know when you end this. Hey, Random, what's up? Thanks for coming back. I'm sorry, I got to go. Good night.
I guarantee I'd be the first to be standing there bathed in that light. Until that day, I'll keep my eyes shut tight. I do not want to pick a fight. I feel more at night.